Hello crafters, welcome to Create at Home with G and today's video. Today is this month's card in the challenge I do with the lovely Donna Jackson over at Created More with Donna Jackson. It's called the monthly colour combo challenge or something along those lines. I'll tell you something crafters, I have started this intro to this video about 15 times and that's no joke. Let me have a look at my camera now. All this will be edited out, but I am currently 2 minutes into this video and I'm just getting the introduction sorted. So it is this month's card and I challenged us to do a black, brown and white card. Now my card is going to be kind of geared toward Father's Day. Now Father's Day is coming up in June, I think it is. So obviously you're seeing this in May, so it gives you plenty of time to recreate this. This card is going to be a 6x4 card. I'm using some white cardstock, which is A4 size from my stash. I'm going to be using this wood from the paper pad, which is available from my store, createdhomewithg.com, and that's the Capsule Elements wood. And I'm using the second largest, so this is a nesting die set, and this is the second one in of the square stitched edge nesting die set. I am using some white Versacolor pigment ink. I am going to be using my art glitter glue, double-sided foam tape, and I'm going to be using my Crop-A-Dile, and I'm going to be using the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch corner edging, the rounded corner. So I finally got all that out and it seems to make sense, so well hey for me. I need to cut my card base, so let's bring over my trimmer. And I need my card to be 6x4, so I'm going to cut this to 4 inches. I might even just make this a standard C6 card, because I don't think this actually has. I don't think this is a. Oh, it is. It can go 12 inches. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to make this into a C6 size card, not a 6x4, as I previously stated. So this is basically what a C6 is in the UK. It's the same. It's very similar sizing to an A2, which is the American standard, and it's basically half the size of a A5 piece of paper. I will have the measurements up on the screen if that helps anyone. I may have to do a bit of trimming or whatnot, so let's just make my card base. Right, so that is, I can never remember where my score line is when I do a top fold one. There it is. So using the embossing tool stylus, this is available from my store. Make my card bases and I'm going to crease it quite firmly with my bone folder. I'll tell you something crafters, this video, 15 different occasions I tried to record the intro, it just was not happening. Right, so there we go, that sits on there quite nicely. Okay, that sits on there quite nicely. I don't mind having the little white gap, that's perfect. Now I have my card closed and I want it to be a top fold card, so, and using the almost the largest, so that's the second largest die from the nesting die set. I'll actually measure it for you just in case you don't have the same set as me, and this is 2.5 inches. So bringing over the cuttle lug, and you'll need the A plate, the B plate and the C plate, and I'm going to put this on my cuttle lug and I'm going to place the die exactly where I need it to be. Right crafters, so I've got my card base with the paper. I haven't glued the paper down, and I'm putting the die so it has roughly about 1/2 inch overhang, and I'm going to use some washi tape to secure that. I'm just going to put the washi tape on my clothes just to take off the some of the sticky, because obviously some of this washi tape can be a bit too sticky. So just going to put it on my clothes. Enough. Okay, And then you'll need your C plate, and I'm going to run that through my Cuttlebug. And crafters, don't worry, if you don't have a square nesting die set, you can simply draw a square and cut it out freehand. So don't let the fact that I'm using a die set make you think you won't be able to do this at home, because you will. Okay, so that hasn't gone all the way through, which is fine, because I can just use my long Tim Holtz shears and cut that off. Alright, crafters, so we are then going to glue this on. I tell you, today is one of those days. Okay, crafters, that's that. Just need to neaten up my back cuts there. Didn't make that my back area very well here. It's a bit untidy. Okay. Okay, that's that. I'm going to round my edges, and I'm going at the top here. I'm going to use the 1/2 inch. On the legs, I'm going to use the 1/4 inch. And I'm also going to pop a hole, and I'm using the smaller hole of the two. I'm going to pop a hole on both the legs, roughly eyeballing so they're in the same place. Of course, if you need to use a ruler to make sure it's 100% perfect for yourself, then please do that. I also need a piece to go across the front, to go across here, and I think I'm going to have that about 1/2 inch. I need to cut some black cardstock as well, so let's have a look. What size cardstock do I want? So about 3.5 by 3.25. So I'm going to cut a piece of cardstock 3.5 by 3.25, and this is just some black cardstock from my stash. Maybe actually does sell peelable. I've got a sheet, so I'll show it to you. It's basically blackboard paper, and you can die cut on this, or you can cut it out or whatever, and it's completely adhesive. So if you've got that, you can use this. Alternatively, you can just use some black cardstock. And I am going to round those corners too. Probably going to use the 1/2 so it matches the top of the card. I've got bits of paper falling out of my crocodile all the time. It drives me potty. Okay, so that goes there like that. Okay, so using my mini Misty and a stem set that I've had in my stash for a while now, and I'm going to use a sentiment that says, what does it say now? You're the best dad. So I'm going to use that, and using the white ink pad. So if you've guessed, you might have guessed it by now that we are creating a chalkboard. Oh, crafters, I need to make sure that I have that in the right place before I stamp it. See, crafters, it's one of those videos. One of those videos. Okay. It's one of those days. Oh yes, it is. Right, and I'm just going to multi-stamp that onto my, in essence, chalkboard. Okay, that's fine. Clean the stamp up. Put that to one side. And then with this, I'm just going to go over the rest of it lightly, just to give it to make it look like it's been used and things have been wiped off numerous times, just to give it that chalkboardy look. Okay, let's glue this down in place. Okay, let's put that in place. Now, using the bit that we cut off, I'm going to have that across there, so I'm just going to put a bit of foam tape on the back. So I'm just cutting some foam tape. I'm cutting it in half because it's slightly too wide. Okay, let's take the backer off. Let's put that over the top. So it looks like it has, the chalkboard has something to sit on. Now, using some of my jute twine, I'm going to put some string. Now, I suggest you put enough string in here so the card can be opened and read, and obviously you can write your message inside. So I'm going to put a large knot on one end and then feed that through, and then making sure that you've got plenty of room to open a card. Or what you could do, what I would do is, if I was not writing this yet, I would leave it and then tie it off once you've written inside, and then just leave enough space for it to stand. I'll show you in one of the prototypes. This card, I had this idea in my head, but there was a few ideas, and I'd done a few different prototypes and whatnot. So what I would do is, once you finish writing in it, making sure that there's enough for it to stand nicely, then tie it off. I'm just going to tie it off for you, just so you can see what it looks like once it's tied off. And then it has that little brace there, so it looks like an actual chalkboard. So there's this month's card, and I will show you my prototypes. This was the first one I done, and I used some craft colour cardstock, and then I used an embossing folder, which is it's a Darice one. It doesn't say what it is, but it's that one. And then I went over the top with my vintage photo, but it didn't quite work for me. So then I tried this one, and then I think this was too large, but I like that more than this one, and so there is this month's card. So it's a really easy way. I'd love to see if you recreate this. If you do recreate this, come over to Create Home with G on Facebook and share your recreations. But here is this month's card using brown, black and white. So next month in June, it is Donna's turn to choose the colours. So I'm hoping she'll tell me in her video. But thank you very much for watching, crafters, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.